So, ladies and gentlemen, in the Habs dynasty of the 1970s, they had a lot of prospects that didn't make the team. And one player that had a cup of coffee with Montreal, but went on to later great success with the Edmonton Oilers, winning 2 Stanley Cups with the Gretzky squads, was Dave Lumley. Now, the Lumber, as he was called, was born in Toronto, Ontario. Now, he was probably one of the best long-range picks Montreal Canadiens ever did in the draft of the 1970s. He was picked 199 overall by the Habs in the 12th round, and in the 8th round of the 74 WHA amateur draft by the Vancouver Blazers. Now, he kind of made a mistake by electing to pursue an NHL career, which held back his development by 2 years, and he played parts of 9 seasons with the Habs, the Oilers, and the Whalers. And this came out of a great collegiate career. Now, his formative hockey skills were developed in the West Hill Minor and Scarborough Hockey Associations, and like many great young players of the 60s and 70s, he played in the 1967 Quebec International Pee Wee tournament with the Toronto Shopsies. Attended some great hockey programs back in the day, including Sir Wilfrid Laurier Collegiate, and his time at the OHA was short. He played with the Richmond Hill Rams in '73. That went on to a very solid career, where he ended up being drafted at the University of New Hampshire. The Montreal Canadiens were kind of on a collegiate trend at the time, and he finally turned pro in 1978 with the Voyageurs, scoring 22 goals in 58 games. And like I said, with the 79 season, he helped the squad greatly in the playoffs with 14 points in 10 games. But Montreal thought enough of him to play him in 3 games, and why it stood out, ladies and gentlemen, his first game that I saw him play, he didn't have his name as the back of the jersey. He, for some reason, that was kind of bypassed. Now, when the 79-80 season was about to begin, Montreal decided to make a change and give him a break to play. They traded Lumley and Dan Noonan to the Oilers for exchange for a second-round pick, which was eventually used on future NHLer Rick Natras. Now, in 79-80, Lumley made the Oilers at a training camp and was a very tenacious player, scoring 20 goals in his first season. After an injury-riddled 81 season, he scored 32 goals in 82, and you could see he was part of that Edmonton U-Corps that was giving them enough of a tally. But 83 season was kind of bizarre. He had some solid stats in the regular season, but in the playoffs, he played 16 games and he never even got a point. And by the time the 84 season passed along, he got his name in the cup after a very respectable regular season and playoff campaign. After playing 1 half year with the Whalers, he showed up back in Edmonton, won that second cup, and finished out his career with Edmonton with 1 game in the 86-87 season. Now his grand totals were 98 goals, 160 assists, and 258 points. I think if Montreal would have kept Dave Lumley, he would have kind of been comparable to kind of a Keith Acton or a Mark Napier. But his time with University of New Hampshire drew a lot of interest throughout North America and the world, because University of New Hampshire had always a great, solid Canadian contingent of players. And, he would best be described as an overachiever. When he played with Montreal, you didn't see much, but to score, 30 goals with an Edmonton team and 74 points that season, there were some good totals. And Lumley was kind of the forgotten man of the Oilers. He had enough youth and talent to be that good third or fourth line player. That's what he provided. But like I said, playing with University of New Hampshire, the Montreal Canadiens, the Nova Scotia Voyageurs, Edmonton Oilers, that's quite a thrill. That's a great career for anybody else. And, 15, 16 pro seasons, and every level he was at, he overachieved. And like I said, it'd be just interesting if you would have kept him, seeing how he would play with somebody like Doug Wickenheiser or Keith Acton or somebody. He was a good solid player. 6 feet tall, 180, great haircut. Everybody loved the Lemmer haircut back in the day. So, ladies and gentlemen, this COVID Monday, we wish you Godspeed. Stay safe and keep your stick in the ice. Bye.